Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and this is a continuation from the last video despite the fact that it is a different title and not a part 1 and part 2. In the last video, if you have not watched that video, I started doing some track widening work, and some of that was based just southish of here, so going off to the right hand side, sorry, the left hand side of the screen. The right hand side of the screen has already been done, so the left hand side of the screen, and then also if we do continue off to the right and continue north, there was some work that was done quite a lot further up the line. But in doing that and some of the branch lines, there were two areas on this side of the river that really need work. And the most problematic of all of them is this one. So, in today's video, I'm going to be trying to improve this. Now, the reason this is so problematic, you might be thinking, why did I design it like this in the first place? Well, the reason this is so problematic, and I'll show you where everything goes. So, if you follow the camera icon, the railway goes along there. You can just about see the station there. Goes through there, there's a level crossing. There's another level crossing, and then the main line goes off in that direction. Goes into a tunnel which is now 4-track. There is also this line that goes along here. So this is a secondary main line, I suppose. It isn't really a main line, but it does now have some mainline trains running along it, which goes through here, through this tunnel, and in this direction. You can see the problem with the trains queuing up in various locations already. And then we have this, which is a branch line over to Bentham. Now, originally, there was the main line, like so, that went over the top. And then there was a branch line from Bentham that went through a little tunnel. Through here, it was single track with passing loops, into a station, which the station is just there, into that station on the south side of West Mersey, and then continued over to Lichfield where it terminated. That was what this track was for. And that was it. Now we have the line going to Bentham, which is what this train is here, so that branch line. Going across this bridge, there are also coal trains, which is what is probably coming in here, which is why this train is waiting. So we have a coal train, similar to that one. In fact, that might be it. That might be one of them. That coal train comes from a quarry, which is across the river, right near Bentham. There is also a goods train that goes across there to supply goods to Bentham. So immediately we now have I'd say 3 times the trains. It isn't 3 times the trains, but 3 times the lines going in this direction. Now, 3 times the lines is not a good idea when you have a single track, and I have done some work to improve upon that. In addition to that, I think episode 70, maybe episode 80, something like that, I added, it's a goods train that's going through. I added this section, which comes in from Barnstaple, to make a loop. So this became the first loop line. So this loops in like so, goes off through West Mersey, over to Early, round back to West Bromwich, round to Barnstaple and back. That way, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Now that is fine, except on top of that now, we have additional goods trains. We have, I think there is an express train that might go through here, and another stopping service that goes through here. So instead of just having, again, just two lines, or let's say one line, anti-clockwise and clockwise, we have now quadrupled that. And in doing all of that, this has only increased by one single track. That has to change. So that is what I'm going to be getting on with in this video. Make sure you stay tuned for that, and then if I get a chance to, I will be heading over to Early, and there are some updates that need to be done out there too. But for now, I guess make sure you stay tuned and let's see what happens. Oh look, that train is finally moving. Although I'm not sure how far it's going to get, given that there was a train stuck here and there. And oh dear. I will fix this. This is about to get a lot better. Okay, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Well, let's start with... Well, I know what we need to start with. We need to start by increasing this to 4-track all the way through here up to this section here. That is where I want the 4-track section to start / end. So this will be, yes, 4-track. Actually, I guess I could make it 4-track from here. It means I'm going to have to change that. No, I will probably do the 4-track from here. So let me place, just for now, let me place in some temporary track at 50 miles per hour, and we will work from there. So I'll do, not that. No, that is for sure. I'll do that and see how far do we need to get it for the 50, like that. So that is where the 50 would need to be. Now, whilst this is temporarily okay, what I need to check is how far through this do we go? Okay, 250 yards. So I can put a passenger train in this gap. That is really important, to be able to put a passenger train in that gap. So I'll have a look at that. I think that this is not too bad an option. So I'm going to do the same here, and we'll work from there. So again, this sort of issue should be stopped. You are okay, so you are just stuck there for some reason. What are you waiting? You are probably waiting for this one, which is waiting for all of this to work its way through. This is another issue. Now, the other problem we have is this section of railway here. And this section of railway is fine, except for the fact that whilst I can do this... Stop. Let's try this again. This section of railway is fine, because whilst I can do this, and it manages to stay reasonably okay. I might need to just budge this along a touch. That stays reasonably okay. If I attempt to do that in this direction, I should probably pause this. You will see that it has issues. There you go. And the issues are because of this tiny bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build from here up to here for now. So that clears all the bridge sections for us properly. That is important. I'm also going to, because I can on this side, nothing goes across, I'm actually going to build this the entire way through, all the way up to here. There we go. Now I know that that is currently at 50, that will change. So that is that section now completed. Now going across with this one is going to be different, and I'm going to have to figure a few things out with it. But what I now need to do, in fact, I guess I can make this move a little bit closer. Let me see what sort of speed I can carry through this. I can carry 80 through it. Ooh. Okay, that is tempting. So, I have that. This bit is not going to be a problem. All I need to do is start by not removing that house. Well, I'm sorry, you were collateral damage. what I need to do is I'll fast forward this. If you're wondering why it is juddering around and you have not watched the series, it is the timetable mod that causes this, but every time I now do a showcase or anything like that, the timetable mod gets removed and it is all fine. I need to build. It looks like I'm going to have to build out here. I think houses are going to want to be built out here. Might have to create another road across here too. So 1, 2. Oh, it will just be 2. Right. Whilst I'm waiting for that to clear, maybe I should fix this bit. In fact, no. Whilst I'm waiting for that to clear, why do I not? No, I am just going to fix this bit because it is, I suppose, part of what needs to happen. So you go away too. And I'll say up to. So if we build, let me see. Let's do that. That is not the same street. That will do. That will do. Okay. So we'll build that there as a guide. And I will take this back all the way. And this was something I was intending to do in time anyway, so whilst I'm waiting for it to all figure itself out, I guess I can do this. Should we build this entire lot? Now that is a good question. It hasn't really, nothing has really built, well, I say nothing has really built, it is starting to push into this area. See, what I could do is I would not mind removing these somehow, turning this all into residential housing, or maybe put some residential housing on this side. It could be possible. Now these queues, that's something else I'm going to have to figure out as well. But for now, do this too. I'm actually going to place another road. This is not how the road is going to remain, but just as an idea of where things were. Because I think that is, it just gives it a better, just makes it seem better in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and do that. I really should have these roads player owned immediately. So I'll probably do that too. Because I keep forgetting to make sure that when you go to the streets, you do player ownership. Yes. Okay. So do that. Get rid of this and this and this and this and this. Come on. There we go. Good. Now that is a main road. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push this back. We'll push this back all the way. All of these fields get pushed back a little. Might put some woodland somewhere. This bit can be pushed back up to there. There we go. Okay. Now I place the road in. So for this, it is going to be... We actually have motorways. Interesting. Single lane, okay. Is it really that time, that era? Which one do I want? That one or that one? This one looks better. There we go. So that is the one I'm going to have. So we'll go ahead and do that. Might need to work with bus stops. Anything, that train is still not moving. It's concerning. And this is the reason I am making these improvements all around. Not this bit, but the improvements that I'm looking to make is because of the issues that we are having. Given where this road is, I think this road needs to become a main road too. Right. That is fine. I will deal with that. I'll deal with that when the time is. When the time comes. Do that. Yes. Work that like that. Do this. I can just curve that a little. Connect that up to the end straight. That train moved out of the way. It has. Right. So this is where some of the difficulties are about to arise. Let me just finish this off. So if I can just finish this off, and then I will, well, this bit needs to, is that what this is? Yes. And maybe just do that? I do not know. No, that is wrong. Do that. There we go. Okay, we'll see from there how that pans out going forward. For now, I will leave that as it is. And the bit that we need to now change. This is the risky part. So I have 6 tracks that need to be somehow fixed. And the way I'm going to do it is by breaking every single one of these on either side. I know this is going to complain. Break the bridge. Now this side of the bridge is fine by me. So I have no problem on this side. It is this side that I'm concerned about. So now I put this in. Connects up, connects up, connects up. Connects up. I know you were happy to connect up at some point. What is going on? Connects up. Do not connect up? There will be a point where this connects. I know there is, because the other one has done it. If that one has done it, this one also has one. There it is. Okay. That is now properly connected on both sides. I'm going to paint the ballast in right now. There we go. And now I try to place the bridge in. What was it? It was this, wasn't it? Is it this one? No, it's not this one. It was this one. Okay. Good start. Good second one. Good third. Good fourth. Good fifth. Good sixth. We have 6 good. Well, okay, no, not great. Push this back. Do this properly. There we go. 6 good spans. Well, that was not as worrying as I thought it would be. What other ones could we have here? I'm just curious now. We could actually put this one in instead as a rebuild of the bridge. But I think that wherever it is, this one, yes, this one I think works the best. This one looks decent as well, but I think this one works the best. So that is what I'm going to leave. Palm tree. There we go. Okay, good. So that is now done. I hope that nothing has changed. Everything is continuing as it is. So what I'm now going to do is, yes, nothing has pushed onto this new line. For now, what I'm going to do is, I know that the new line is going to be fine in this section. So I'm just going to break that just to stop any trains trying to go onto this without me having completed it. Okay, so now we continue with that. We have the 4 lines at the bottom. That is useful. That is really useful. It does mean that I'm going to have to rework the signals, but that does not matter right now. So the first thing that I could do is, let me see how fast I can get this to. I'm not going to be able to get it that fast, am I? Because I did not. So this is all 70. This is 70 up to there. So can I get this to 70 is the question. Why is that? What's going on there? 70. Let's see how close that actually gets. 50 and 52. Okay. Up to there. Can we get 70? 69 miles per hour. It's as close. I'd say that's as close as we are going to get. Wait, that was 70. Why has that now dropped to 69 miles per hour? It's as close as this is going to get. So as long as I can keep almost that, I will accept it. I'm also going to start placing this bit in. Like so. I am going to... Let's try and rework this. Try and get the 70 mile per hour out of it. Probably is not going to get the 70, is it? I could slow it down to 60, I guess. Wait, that is 70. I just need to move that one. Okay, got the 70. So that way we can keep speed up through all of this, which is important. No? Not happy with that? How about that? That's not 7, that's not right. 65? 70, that is 70. It's not exactly the kind of speed that I want. Nope. And I think this is where this one shall remain. So that is the new split that we have. What is this 40 all about? That 40 can disappear. And that can disappear too. What we will then do is, yes, that is correct, because we have the 70 there and the 100 there. Whilst we are at it, I guess we can repaint this to yellow. And the same for this one. we shall repaint it yellow. There we are. So now those are yellow signs. Okay, good. Next, what happens? So next up, let me see what is on this, in this section. So we have that, and that. How many trains do we have on each? So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 trains. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trains. 10 trains, 6 trains, and then, okay. So, what I think we do will have to do is we run, so the semi-fast service will go through the middle. I think the stopping service needs to go through the middle too. Is that how we want to do this? Or do I want to do it like what I've done in Litchfield? Ooh. Now, semi-fast service, stopping service goes through the middle. This goes through this side. We've got this safely set right now. So what I'm going to do is pause this. This bit is fairly okay. I'm going to rework this section. If you want to go up here, you have to be on the outside. If you want to go down, you are also on the outside. Yes. Okay. That is going to improve matters a little. So what we will end up with is this curve going along there. This one disappears. That one goes there. Okay. So for that, I need to be able to temporarily connect up to... No. I need it to be able to connect up to this. How do I do that? There. That was it. Right there. Okay. So that is currently at 70. I'm just going to pop that down to 40 whilst we work our way through this. And this train, once it clears, we should be okay. And what I'm going to do is... How much room do we have through this? It's not a lot. This is not a lot at all. I'm going to put a signal in there, in the tunnel. Yes, I'm going to put a signal in the tunnel. So we are going to have 2 new signals. Oh, and thank you to the person who sent me the name of the pre-configured gantries mod. I very much appreciate that. I have put it in. I have not yet tested it. I've not yet employed it in the game. So we will see how that pans out. But thank you very much. So you get to go forward. I get to remove that signal. There we go. So you are now in there somewhere. Not going to really be able to see it, but it is just there. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to adjust. So this is where some of the small adjustments are going... Oh, well, you can see it from here. I'm an idiot. Some of the small adjustments are going to start taking place with line management. So from Barnstable to West Mersey, you actually need to go past that. There we go. So that pushes it over, keeping it clear from... or clear of the semi-fast services and the like. So then that, for example, this train here would not be waiting for that. That would be in here. Now, if this one has to wait for something at the top there, it is no longer waiting in the middle. So good. That is done. That is significant. What I'm then going to do is, as soon as that train has gone through, I'm going to make this bit. So what I need to do is I need to make this connect to here, however it is supposed to do it. I say that. Is that really something that is necessary? Or will it split? Does it split here? Could I have it split there? No, because I can have the Bentham line, or the Bentham line, on this side as well, waiting. Yes, whilst the semi-fast step, that is making a lot more sense to me. And even this stopping service, so what I could do is I think I can get... Do I want the stopping service on the outside? I'll have the circular line going through this bit, so that keeps it out of the way as best as possible. So that should be on this side. This bit can remain as it is. And we should be... Because then if a train is coming down here, it does not get in the way of these trains that are picking up speed. The only trains it can possibly get in the way of is going to be... Oh, but where do these trains go? No, that is fine. Yes, and then through the middle goes whatever else. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Okay, I'm going to employ that tactic too. So, for that, I will now connect this up. What speeds were these going at? Trains are actually moving around. 80. I want this to be 80. Right. Let's get these speeds up. So 80, 80, 80 up to there. Right. So that goes there, that goes there. What I'm now going to do is that has already pushed these over exactly where I need them to be. Good. What I'm then going to do is... I can do a swap. So I can have this switch over somewhere here. That makes sense. So I'll have a crossing at... I doubt this is going to reach 80 miles per hour by the time this is here. So I'm going to see how fast this crossing can be. Oh, I can make an 80 mile per hour crossing though. So I might just do that. There we go. And what I'm going to do is have... So which line was supposed to go where? I'm going to have a signal placed here. Like so. Oh, this is now opened up. This has now opened up a little bit better. See, that's currently in the way. It's being blocked by this. This is all going to... This will all improve. All of this. Excellent. We are getting somewhere. Let me pause this and figure out this last bit. So that bit breaks. That bit breaks. What I'm going to do there instead... Now I said this was 35 miles per hour around the corner. It seems to be... Oops. It seems to be able to take a little bit more than 35. But I'm going to push it down to 35 regardless. There. Anything using this little slip here? No. So that slip is gone. Good. We've got this bit here, which is okay. This isn't perfect, but it is okay. We then have to figure out this bit. This is where the problems could occur. See, that may not work quite in the same way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push all of this back. We'll leave the signal there because the signal gives me vital information about where the track was going. I'll get rid of that one. I'm then going to place this in first at 80? Yes, at 80. Why is that 75 there? Okay, maybe I'll get rid of the signal too. Try and get the 80 all the way. It's about here. I will then put this section up. Also have this go. This is where the problem will occur. So I need to be able to do that without it, well, being like that. So get rid of that. Can I do... No. Okay, push this back even more. Slightly different idea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Which will peel at, was it 35? So there is the 35 mile per hour crossing. And now that should be doable. Not the best. Not the best. This should be doable. Hang on. There we go. Yes, that is better. And then I can have this not do that. I can have this do that, and all the way along here, and then no. Yes, do that. Okay. What I would like to do is improve the angle of these two tracks and the curve. I'm going to push that back. I'm going to try and smooth that out. Have this one follow in. No? Not fancy following that. There. Much nicer. That's much, much nicer. Okay. So now we've got probably the best option I'm going to have with the crossing. The warning is still there for 35 across, which is interesting. So I haven't really pushed it back as much as I thought I had. What I can then do is put some signals here. So we have a signal there. We'll have, of course, have a signal here. And that should... Yes, that is now doing what I needed to do with that. So that goes through there and then through there. This bit goes along this side and then through there. So that helps. That definitely helps. Signals in here will be required. Further signaling in there. We have this signal here. This one is... I'm not sure why that is facing that way. I cannot remember what that was initially to do with. So I'm going to get rid of that signal because it's in the wrong direction. That works with that. That goes through there. We check speeds. Right, let's get the speeds correctly sorted out. So we have all of that's being 40, which is something I need to work on. So I'll try and bring that up to 70 tracks. 70, please. Thank you. See how that seems to be okay. Yeah, it's 70. I mean, it's sure. 80 for this, to that. It's going across. Good. We have the 80 and then this bit. 80 there and 80 there. 80 on this bit and 80 there. Oh, and 80 there too. Good. We have a couple of bits at 100 that in the middle are at 50. So I'm going to put those back to 100. That's the center lines. They should be at 100. What's the difference between... Is it these? Oh, it's these. There we go. Just make sure that these are 100. Through there, through there, through there. Then we have... There's 100 through that. Okay, that bit is okay. Then we go down to 80 again. That is fine. Oh, this bit is wrong. These speeds are wrong. All of this needs to be sorted out. So I'm sorting it all out right now. 80. 80. 80. Why is that 70? Okay, brain, what did I do? Let me see. 70. It was supposed to be 70, not 80. 70. All the way through here. Up to there. Good. And that. So that is now correctly 70. This bit, for these, not 80, 50. 50. So a train will go into this and slow down to 50, hopefully stopping at the end if this is a goods train, letting other trains past. Okay, that is good. That is good. Let me now... Oh, this bit's here. There's 40. We will deal with that in a while. Let me see if this has any improvement. Now, because of where that goes, what I can do is I can connect this up at its high speed of 80. And that should push, in theory. It does not. But I can make it push that over. Yes, I can have this definitely push over. So, way... Ooh, hang on. No, what I can do is... The reason I'm considering this is that I want this train to continue to flow. I'm going to stop playing this. I want this train to continue to move around. If we get to a point, maybe I should just get rid of Loop A and Loop B for now. There are no trains on these because it was just a complete mess. And there are no trains on these. It was supposed to be really useful, but it did not happen. So I'm going to actually delete Loop A and Loop B. Just to clean up what I can and cannot see. Right, what was I saying? Yes, because of this coal train, the way where the coal train goes, sort of want that to be able to get past it all without having to wait for a long time. So, I mean, if we look at this, this is 268 yards. That's... You will just about fit the train in there. One of the trains. Before it waits to go up here. And then there is another signal there. So if there is a queue, the branch line train gets stuck. Oh, hang on. We're about to see... There we go. We are now seeing it in use. Trains not getting stuck around each other. I should probably get rid of this. This is exactly the improvements that I was looking for. That's the new mod. 35 yellow, low to the left. There you go. 80 is correct, although it does pretty much go down to, yeah, back down to 70 there. But 80 is correct for that. That is starting to work. And similarly, if we see this train, look at this one, we follow that. So following this train along, what we're about to see is, I'm not sure if it is going to manage it or not, but at the very least, that train is not waiting for this one. Not yet, anyway. So it gives it a chance for that train to continue accelerating. This train that is accelerating, so we'll get through the next set of signals, which I think perhaps this needs to be moved further up now. Maybe here. But we will get through the next set of signals without that train having to stop, which presently it would have stopped. But then this is the other problem. See, that train needs to go up there. This train is currently waiting. So would it be better? Surely not. To 4-track this. Can I 4-track this? It says bridge pillar collision. I mean, but I could probably do it. I could probably manage that. So we would have 4 tracks, because in this area we have, yeah, we have a lot of trains going through. Okay, let me try that. And by the way, as you can see, look, that train is continuing on. It is slowing down because it is braking for that signal, but it is going to manage to make it through. It's just because this train is probably at its maximum speed. 52 miles per hour. There we go, that will now continue on. It is, there are some benefits to what is going on here. No idea what that one is all about. That is waiting for a free path. Oh, because I do not have the signalling in here yet. So I think I should probably put a couple of signals here. There and there. That should help. That should help that section. And we have a signal there. That is fine. That signal there can remain. I think these bits probably will disappear. This is okay. That signal there, I'll figure out. Then we go through that, and the rest works. Okay. So it's just this section. What do I do here? What? How did you do that? And how have you managed to do that if I own it? Okay. So, let me see if I can put 35 mile per hour track up here. No. Yes, kind of. Stop being annoying. Okay. Let's pause this. Let me see if I can do anything here. This is going to be a touch awkward because of that. So that's exactly what I was trying not to do, and I did it. That was the 100 mile per hour section as well. Okay, you know what? No, stop. Wait. It is fine. I will very carefully get rid of this. There. Put the 100 mile per hour section back in. At 100. There. Go back to the 35 mile per hour section and try to very carefully do that. There we go. Good. Now try to connect it. Not sure why it has that bridge pillar collision. I will figure out that bridge in a minute. Okay, hold on. Well, that is just poor. I want to create this without that bridge section. Okay, let me deal with this with the collision first. Just build it. I'll deal with this section in a moment. If I were to do that, I could first off push the two in a better fashion across. Secondly, we would be able to, so the way this would work, it would still have to come down to 2 track. That is a given. But at the very least, what I can do is do that and have that like so. Now I could do that on this side too. Maybe there. Oh, okay. Does not wish to cooperate. There. Like that. And say that I did that all the way around there. And if I just break this section, oh dear. Okay, let me just break this section and just make an attempt to build this all the way around. Oh, okay, I'll just build it like that. Build anyway, and connect it up to here. What does that give me? It gives me that, which is a little better. So that bit is good. The issue is this. How do I get around that? If I cut... how do I get around this issue? Let me try every bridge I can possibly try and see what happens. It's a busted bridge. First bridge I tried is busted. Not going to work. Busted. Terrible. You always tend to give me something. It does. That bridge works. You are not good. You just as bad. You just as bad. You just as bad. Not going to work. Not going to work. You bridges will. Even you will. What if... Okay, before I do that, cancel that. This is going to auto-save. That means it is almost time for me to end this video, because I've probably been doing this for over an hour. Right. So what if I cut the bridge so that it only starts right at this point here? That would be a good starting point for the bridge, which might get rid of that additional girder. Yes, I'm going to try that. So this bit has to be done somehow. So I'm going to destroy that, destroy that, destroy that, destroy that. I will do that. There we go. That immediately wants to do what I want it to do. And that is the only issue. But what I can do is I can say that, well, let's bring that up to there. So we've eased this over. In fact, we'll ease it over up to about there. There we go. Just had another thought. I could just tunnel this, couldn't I? Instead of me being all awkward with what I'm doing, I could tunnel it. But I'm going to do this the annoying way. So I'm going to do that, that, and that. I will then push these up to this point here. You should then do the bridge connection. Yes, good. I will break you, break you, break you, break you. I sound like a trying something from, I don't know, some sort of game or something. There we go. Good. I am going to try and do a connection of all of these in the same way. Why is there a collision? What's on earth? Wait, why is there a I see. So somehow this has managed to not make a bridge. Interesting. No, actually, this works out even better for me. Because I can do that and that. And now we have the ability to... What? We have the ability to complete the bridge height. We have the ability to complete the bridge. There we are. Now I can shrink the bridge by doing this. And accept that. And this should, in theory, give me a perfect bridge. Would you look at that? I have resolved an issue. It looks terrible. But I now have the ability, there we go, to even the bridge out. We now have a bridge. What's even better is that this bit somehow, well, these bits do not work, but the other bits somehow manage to stay working. So I'm just going to fix this section. So you go away, you go away, you go away, and you know what? I will adjust this. I'm going to put that back in right now before anything else goes wrong. Get back in. Get 80 miles per hour back in there. That's 35 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour back in there. Good. Right. Now I'm going to go to this. We're going to go to telegraph poles. I'm going to find the right telegraph pole, which I believe is this one. It is not. Wait, why is it not that one? Oh. It is that one. Well, why are you being so awkward? That's not what I meant to do. Y-axis. So I am going to... Actually, wait. Just stop. I do not need to do that at all. Just going to turn this around, line it up. And continue around. It does not need to... no, I can make it do that. That's the wrong way. There we are. And then just have it connect up. How have I done this? And maybe I just lifted it up like so. It doesn't have to look, it doesn't have to be absolutely identical. As long as it is as close as I possibly can get it, which is not that. Oh, okay. No. We start here. This is fine. We start here. Go away. There we are. Right. Is that... That's in the middle. Now we just drop this down there. Okay. And then we just join it up to this one, which is there. Then I can delete one of the poles and one of the poles. Okay. That bit is now completed. It does not look great. Somehow it is floating. Why is that one floating where that one is not? How has that happened? I'm going to have to rework this. It does not matter. That is not important. The bit that is important is getting a signal in there, a signal in there. That signal will move as well. So I'm going to put, let's say we've reused a couple of the old signals we've got rid of. Because I think that would be realistic, would actually be removing and reusing signals. There we go. Okay. And now, if we play this, we should have a little better... We should have some better movement, at the very least. So better flow. That should then enable me to be able to put the Bentham line down here anyway, which is something that I need to do. But for now, that is, I would say that is a significant improvement over this area, or in this area. This bit is fine. I think this bit is fine. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Do I want something to... Signals. Signals are going to be an issue. Here. There needs to be a signal here. Yes. That is a definite spot for a signal. And then the next signal is here. That should allow that movement. Good. And realistically, I think we probably want a signal here too. There we are. Okay, small improvements now happening. In fact, we can already see it. We saw it a few moments ago, but we're seeing it again. Look at that. So we have that train, which really should not have stopped, moving along, but that train is no longer waiting. So we have better movements. Where is this going? West Mersey South. This is exactly what we needed. Now, does everything stop at West Mersey South? That is a question. Yes, every train that is on this platform stops at West Mersey South. That is a really good thing now, because... Hello? What is going on here? You've been waiting for free path. What free path are you waiting for? Oh no. It has happened again. The problems have occurred again. Oh no, this is moving. Well, there's still problems, but I'm going to work that out. Why is this not connected anymore? What did I do there? I have to figure that out. Okay. So, issues still... There are still issues here, but we can somehow muddle through those. Yeah, we can somehow muddle through those. And what I could also do is I can have crossovers, because all the trains are going to be slowing down for this, so that the trains can take any platform that they need to take, and then cross back over and go through any platform they need to take. I think that is a good idea. So I will end the episode with a bit of that. So 25. Yeah, we can always have something that goes over that. So cross over there. Cross over there. Same thing here. And there. Good. Put the signs in. $25 to the left. To the left. 25 to the right. Actually, put it there. We'll do the left there and remove that one. Good. And then what is the speed here? 80. So we'll just put 80 back up. Yeah, also just a reminder to other people. Oh, why did I put the 25 there? That was the wrong side for that. It's supposed to be here. 25 to the left. 25 to the right. And then back to the 80. There we are. Okay, so we have that, and now I can set this to take whichever platform it pleases, and then we'll get this to move back over at some point. Manage line coming back. You want to do the same thing. There we are. Same for this one. Whichever platform you please. And that way, that. And the semi-fast. Same thing there. Whichever platform. I mean, realistically, I could get it to use all 4 platforms and have them peel in and out. And I'll do the same here. 25 miles per hour. There we are. Too much curvature. There we go. Oh no. These work. There we go. It is working. So all we have to do is point them in the right direction, and they should just be happy with it. Put the 80s back in whilst I have them. 80, 80. The 80s are still there, so that is fine. I do not need to worry about that. We'll do 25 to the 25 to the left, 25 to the right. 25 to the right, 25 to the left. 70 bits can disappear. That's no longer valid. Not happy with where that is. That is better. Good. Okay. There is some progress. Where are you going? You were supposed to stop here, were you not? Do you not stop here? No, you do. Where are you going? Shepton Mallet. Goodbye. I'm not entirely certain why you're going to Shepton Mallet. I'm actually going to try and get you to go to Attleborough. There you go. You do that. And now this is not getting in the way. Yes, this could work out quite well. Well, that is where I'm going to end this video. Let me go back to that original screenshot that I was going to take, or the original location. And you can see that it does look a little bit better. Still not great, but those small changes that took over an hour to do will improve the flow around this entire section. Now, in the next video, I have to do a similar thing around Early, which should be much easier. There is a bit just north of Berwick upon Tweed that I need to do. There is a section not too far from Croydon that I need to consider, between Croydon and Batley, actually, that I need to look at, considering that is where this line that we've been working on today meets the main line again. So it meets it here and it meets it over there. So that might be somewhere where I need to work on a bit as well. And apart from that, for 1935, I think we should be relatively okay. And then once I've done that, we just bring in the trains, i.e. Mallard and all of those, some more town expansion, and see how fast we can get these trains to go. So parts of the network are going up to, as you've noticed, 100 miles per hour in a number of locations. That is also part of all the network updates. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. If you wish to do so, you can check out my Patreon, Discord and social media links in the description box below. That is pretty much it. All from me, and I shall see you next time in Transport. That train is on the wrong line. But anyway, I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. I'm going to leave this running and hopefully it sorts itself out whilst I figure out which order to do the next bits in. So I shall see you then.